Planet Calculus. An extensive adventurous ecosystem with diverse species that lurk in every corner. These species offer diverse skill sets and capabilities which shape what our planet is. The first species we will examine is the No Reviewers Roisentholus.
I don't get the fucking at all, man. Like, dude, I don't get the concept. Like, so much harder than last year. I know, bro. I hate integrals. Actually, bro. Like, I don't think it's such a
This particular specimen has a unique characteristic of not preparing for its examinations. Within this species contains two different variants. The more prominent one follows the agenda of most species. As we can examine in this instance, our specimen today refuses to recall and practice the skills that it has acquired.
Come on, man. Whatever, bro. I'm done with this test. Like, I think I'm just dead study for math. What about you? You want to study too? No, bro. I hate that. I don't need to study. Whatever, dude. Weak. I don't need to study. Study needs me.
The Roisentholus needed to use the washer method and improper integrals. However, he did not know it. This species, however, also has a special mutation. With the enhanced Roisian mutation, this particular specimen is the apex predator, but refuses to study for his examination, yet remembers all the concepts perfectly. Here, our specimen today is demonstrating what it does before test day. On exam day, the Roisentholus is nowhere to be seen. This is not because it doesn't know how to solve it, rather, it has already finished and has left the premise. The next species we will examine is a close relative of the no-reviewers Roisentholus. However, it has a unique trait that distinguishes it from the Roisentholus. The Chromulus lastminatus lurks in the home environment and shares traits of not studying like the Rosenthal. However, when the clock strikes midnight, it changes into a different method of survival. It realizes its faults from the previous hours and seizes its textbooks and starts studying.
Oh, shoot, man. I know there was a test tomorrow. I shouldn't have spent 9 hours straight on Roblox Femboy Simulator and bullying little kids, bro. Oh, shoot. Like, dude, what is a sequence, bro? Like, what the integral quantum entanglement? Like, what is this stuff? Yo, it might be over for me.
Exam day. The Chromulus initially feels prepared. However, his few hours of studying to reconcile his mistakes have come with dire consequences. He has not memorized the formulas correctly, and has not effectively applied his skills in a long-term fashion. This resulted in making trivial mistakes, and ultimately leads to his downfall. As we can observe here, he is not doing anything correctly, and he is making mistakes at the level of an amateur. This lack of sleep due to cramming has robbed him of his focus, and midway through, he falls asleep. The Chromulus forgot its formulas and the product rule. However, our next specimen completely overturns these behaviors of the previous ones. In fact, it reigns as the second apex predator along with the Roisian mutation. The Calculonus studiosus is the final one of the home and school hybrids, and its survival tactics is the polar opposite of all the others. Instead of dwelling in the wonders of Roblox or Instagram, they take action
Bro, we got a math
and
test in
begin
a
studying
month.
as soon as they return to the place of residence.
Yo, what's good? What, Valorant? No, I can't, man. I got a test in a month. I got study. In a month? Yeah, man. What is wrong with you? Stop all night? No, bro, I can't fail this class. Like, I gotta study a month before to get that A, you know? Yeah, my bad, my bad. Maybe in 3 months I'll get on, but like, not right now, man. 3 months? Yeah, that's not bad, bro. That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. Alright, see ya.
On exam day, the calculonus is adept with a harsh testing environment. In this brutal ecosystem, it thrives. Its studying has led to great fortune and has allowed him to speed past and understand everything at a high level. Our next specimen has a unique habitat. It exclusively stays in its home environment, ignoring the need to go to school. The Scipio sleepius dwells in its home, opting to intake more sleep than accomplish its societal duties.
It's 17 o'clock? I gotta go to school. Nah, I'm gonna go back to bed. It's 17 o'clock? That's dinner time, man. Let's go.
The Scipio sleepius occasionally comes to school, but they do so only to make up their tests. However, our specimen here has also chose to ignore its makeup and has decided to not go.
We'll be right back after a quick message from our sponsor.
Hi guys, this is Professor Began Basri from the University of Azerbaijan, and I'm here to share with you a very interesting resource. This is the AP Calc AP textbook that helped me get a 5 on the AP Euro exam and a 2 on the AP Calc exam. It helped me lose like 50 pounds of weight.
No, it didn't.
Anyhow, as I'm saying, get the book if you want to be just like me and be super cool. That's right.
Our next specimen is the Sushitis obeserius. A curious creature, it requires high amounts of sustenance to complete its daily activities. The Sushitis opts to utilize its electronic devices to order food instead of expending its energy on the day's tasks.
Ooh. Chicken. I love chicken.
In this instance, we can see the obeserius prowling for its next meal, waiting for a deal to maximize its calories and intimidating others to relinquish their food.
Where's the food? Where's the food?
This absolute glutton forgets the instructions due to not paying attention previously, and is so obsessed with sustenance that it cannot think past the thought of food. Its refusal to pay attention to the teacher has left it clueless on how to complete its examination. It was imperative that the Sushitis obeserius used L'Hopital's rule to evaluate the limit. However, he did not know how to apply L'Hopital's. Our next species is a very tool-dependent one, and uses them to complete its daily tasks. Ansacius dependences, daily behaviors, and actions all consist of using the answer key.
Dude, look at all these questions. Like, I'm not doing all that. That's too much work. Like, I have like 10 other assignments to do. I'm just gonna use the answer key. See, like, that only took like 5 minutes. Like, god damn, look at this work.
Desperately, on exam day, the Ansacius repeatedly flips through the pages to look for an answer key, yet it doesn't exist. This leads him to fail his test and ultimately leads to his downfall. The final species in the vast array of creatures is the Algebraeus erythematatus. The Algebraeus erythematatus has the strongest baseline of any species. It can become the apex predator with the right assistance. The special characteristic of this specimen is the rarest among them all. All scientists even call this creature endangered, or some even call it a myth. This species has the unique trait of having the strongest algebra and arithmetic skills of all the species. It is a master of these baselines and never makes a trivial mistake. As the sun sets in the world of planet Calculus, we can reflect on the inhabitants that roam these lands, those who thrive, survive, and some that simply exist. Whether the inhabitant grinds every single night, does absolutely no studying, or even if they don't show up at all, they all face the same fate of the AP exams at the end of the year. This has been Planet Calculus, and we thank you for your time and curiosity.